Hello everyone. Today we have Dr. Amal Ajai with us, who cracked UPSC CMS 2025 and got All India rank 178. In this video, we will explore his preparation journey, his challenges, and some golden tips that can help you to succeed this exam. First of all, congratulations, Dr. Amal Ajay. Let's start with brief introduction. Please tell about yourself and your journey.
Thank you so much, ma'am. My name is Dr. Amal Ajai. I did my MBBS from Srinarana Medical College in Kerala. Currently, I'm now selected in UPSC Combined Medical Service Examination 2025 in Category 1 with all India rank of 178. That is in CHS Medical Service.
When did you first come to know about UPSC CMS exam and when did you start your preparation?
First, I came to know about UPSC CMS exam during my internship. At that time, I was exploring about different career options after MBBS, and I found CMS to be very attractive because for me as a person, I prefer a long-term stable job with work-life balance. Hence, I started preparing during internship only. But since it was my non-serious attempt, due to my clinical duties, I couldn't do much preparation at that time. Hence, I was not selected during the internship attempt. Ma'am, my serious attempt preparation started after internship. As I said earlier, during internship, I was not able to prepare for UPSC because of clinical duties. Hence, I seriously started preparing from 2024. I took a gap year from 2024 to 2025, and I did my serious attempt during this time.
So you got selected in the same year when you started your dedicated preparation. It doesn't really matter that it did not happen during your internship as you have lot of duties at that time. Could you now share your overall preparation strategy?
Ma'am, my main preparation strategy was to focus on high yield subjects, especially previous year topics. I saw that many previous year topics are constantly repeated in the CMS exam. So I focus mainly on those previous year topics and on the final year subjects which are mostly asked in the CMS. And especially I focused on the PSM aspect because I found that the PSM aspect, especially in paper two, get asked a lot, and a lot of time many tough questions are asked from that subject.
So you mainly focus on previous year topic during your preparation. Do you feel this really help in your preparation and achieving your goal?
Yes, ma'am, I did focus on previous year topics as I mentioned because I have found that the previous year topics are mainly repeated in many of the CMS exam. And this time also in 2025 exams, many of the previous year topics and questions were repeated. And I revised the previous year topics many times to get a better idea of the topics which are constantly repeated. So it did help me a lot on focusing the previous year topics.
Which book or resources did you use for UPSC CMS preparation?
Ma'am, for UPSC CMS, my main source of preparation was Prasad CMS guidebook. It had many important previous year topics and questions, and each questions had explanation on why the answer, why this was the answer, and moreover there were references for each question in the final year textbooks, which we could find out and help us understand more. I also did side by side prepare for NEET PG using other sources like BTR, which may have also helped a lot in UPSC CMS.
Could you share your experience of UPSC CMS written exam?
Ma'am, for me personally, I found the UPSC CMS written exam for 2025 to be on a moderate level. However, there were a lot of previous year topics that were asked. So, revision of those previous year topics helped me a lot in answering those questions.
How did you manage your time during the exam? And what was your strategy for selecting questions to attempt or skip?
Ma'am, for time management during the exam, I did a systematic approach. First, I did the most easiest questions in the paper. Then I moved on to the moderate level questions, and finally the tough questions. I did not spend too much time on a single question which appeared to be very tough because it was not useful being stuck on a loop on a single question. That's what I did for time management.
It is very practical and effective approach. I believe students should apply it in in their exam for better time management. How was your overall interview experience and what kind of questions did the panel focus on during the interview?
Ma'am, my interview experience actually was very positive. I was actually very scared before going to the interview. But once I went there, all the board members were very polite and cordial. They made sure that I was very comfortable. And they asked only about basic medical questions, about basic emergencies and national health programs, which was very important. And also about AI in healthcare and other modern approaches.
How did you prepare for the interview?
Ma'am, for interview, I mainly focused on brushing up the final year subjects and also revise most of the national health programs, which are almost always repeated in interviews. He also did a revision of all the common medical emergencies and the basic OPD guidelines before going to the interview.
What was the most challenging part of your preparation journey and how did you overcome it?
Ma'am, during preparation, my main difficulty was to achieve a consistency and maintain discipline. Especially after internship, it was very overwhelming to start preparing for CMS. So it did took me about 3 to 4 months to achieve that consistency. After that, I started studying for at least 9 to 10 hours per day and solving at least 50 to 100 previous year MCQs. And this consistency was the key factor in helping me achieve my results.
Consistency and hard work are definitely key to success, and solving 50 to 100 previous year questions is really a great number. Preparation can be challenging at times. Whenever you felt low or demotivated, how did you keep yourself going and stay motivated?
Ma'am, my main motivation was whenever I was feeling down, I used to imagine in future myself as a UPSC medical officer, and that was the main image which helped me build up my confidence more, and it enabled me to not give up my dreams and continue on this path of consistency and discipline, and prepare hardly for the next few months.
That is really inspiring. Seeing yourself as a selected candidate is a great way to stay motivated. In your experience, what are the common mistakes students make and how they can avoid them?
Ma'am, I think the main mistakes that many aspirants who prepare for CMS face is that they actually refer to various multiple sources. Actually, it's very important to stick to only one particular source and focus on practicing those previous year topics and high yield subjects and focusing on revision because revision is the main key in cracking a very competitive exam like CMS.
What is the most important factor to crack UPSC CMS exam?
Ma'am, I think the most important factor in cracking a very competitive exam like CMS is having two things. First is consistency. Daily doing at least 50 to 100 MCQs and practicing the previous year questions. And the second factor is multiple revisions. Multiple revisions are needed, like I said before, to wire that previous year topics and notes in our brain, so that we can remember that during the written exam. That's very important.
Lastly, what message would you like to give our CMS aspirants?
Finally, I want to say to all the viewers and future medical officers that UPSC CMS is a very achievable exam. All you have to do is to stay consistent and do proper revision, especially high yield topics and previous year questions that are repeated. And multiple key revisions are very important. And I hope that everyone achieves it. And best of luck to all the viewers and the future aspirants.
Thank you, Dr. Amal Ajay, for sharing your valuable insights and strategies with us. I am sure it will be helpful for many CMS aspirants. We wish you all the best for your future. Thank you so much for watching. I will be come back with another inspiring candidate with amazing success story. Till then, stay motivated and keep preparing. Thank you.